There's one question that came in from, this is F20, Ahmad Abu Rashed, who said, would a strong and sustained shift to the left in fiscal and economic policy rip away at American business tailwinds moving forward?
Yeah, well, my dad thought, communism was coming in the 30s. And, he was very anti-Roosevelt. All my life I've been hearing half the country say that if the person favored by the other half wins, things are going to go to hell. And so I pointed out in my discussion, I've lived under 15 presidents. 14 of them I've invested under. I didn't invest under Hoover. I was a little young then. But 7 were Republicans, 7 were Democrats. I mean, after this last election in 2016, most of my friends were for Hillary, and they thought, sell stocks, dig a cave, do whatever it might be. And I told them they're crazy. You do not want to have a political view in investing. And most people put it through a political prism. They just can't keep their politics out of it. They can keep their religion out of it. But politics, they just have to look through those glasses. And if you'd done that, if you'd been a staunch Republican or a staunch Democrat through these 77 years, you'd have missed out on a lot of the party.
What about now when the parties are kind of in flux? Donald Trump was not a typical Republican, and no. Bernie Sanders now looks like he's leading the way in some of these polls. He wasn't even a Democrat until recently. He's a socialist his whole life who just caucused with the Democrats. Well,
he was an interesting candidate in 2016 because I would, he came close. And I would say that 90% of the people that voted for him hadn't heard of him 2 years earlier. That's really unusual. And it's given hope to a whole lot of other people who are entering this time. When you look at what Sanders did, when you look at what Trump did, a whole lot of people look in the mirror now and say, well, that could be me. So Sanders, the big appeal I think he had was he had unusual authenticity. I mean, they all want to seem authentic, and they are authentic in a certain way, but they do move around as the polls come in and their advisors come in. You had the feeling when you listened to Bernie that he was saying exactly what he believed. Now, you can agree with it or not, but that's a very appealing characteristic in a candidate. It may not be enough to carry anybody to victory, but it makes people notice you. They really do know to some extent whether you believe what you're saying when you're out there on the stump. And Bernie really did hate billionaires and the campaign financing. I mean, he was talking authentically, and he's still talking. I mean, I'll absolutely give him that.
Do you agree with his policies or his proposed policies?
Well, I agree with certain things that make him mad. I don't like the campaign finance laws, and I also think that the inequality gap has widened and will continue to widen unless something is done about it. But I also believe that the most important single thing is to have more golden eggs to distribute around. So I don't want to do anything to the goose that lays the golden eggs. And we've had the goose that lays more and more golden eggs over the years. Unbelievable in this country. So we've got something that works in terms of the market system, in terms of turning out lots of goods and services people want. The question is, what happens to the person who's a decent citizen and doesn't have market skills? And we can solve that. A rich family can handle, if they've got 6 children and one of them isn't as good in the market, is just as good in every other personal quality. They take care of them. And we've got $60,000 of GDP per capita in the United States. That's 6 times what it was when I was born in real terms. So we can take care of people, and we should. But we shouldn't screw up the market system.